Okay, well the sun's finally up enough this morning. I already started breakfast. I've got coffee in the little percolator there. It's getting ready to boil. And I'm heating up the water. I've put the sausage in. I'll probably show how I package that. It's just in a seal meal bag, and after being dehydrated, cooked and dehydrated. Once again, that's wild pork sausage, no fat in it, so it'll keep. But what we do is basically I'm gonna make sausage gravy this morning. And over here, sorry about the bad camera, but I'm holding it. And I'm using this McCormick Country Gravy Mix. Normally we'd make sausage gravy from scratch, but that requires, having milk and stuff like that. This just needs water, and the directions say 2 cups. When rehydrating the sausage, what I do is I put 2.5 cups in there, and then we get it warm. I think the water's warmed up enough. Yeah, it's warm down in there. I didn't actually touch the water, folks. But I let it sit for about 20 minutes. Turn the coffee down. And let it perk for a minute. Get back with you when we add the gravy and make the sausage gravy. I want y'all to see that beautiful view out there over the lake. The sun's rising up behind me. But already you can see the lake, and that's where the sun set last night, and you can see the pink in the sky, which is of a concern. I'm sure you just heard that fish jump. There's been fish jumping and my coffee's boiling over. Sorry about that. I had to get up, turn that down. Still doing a little percolating. It's on low. I kind of left it a little bit too high. Any rate, y'all see the beautiful lake. There's been fish jumping off and on all night. You can hear the waves coming in a little bit. There were some frogs and stuff last night. But the big annoyance is somebody turned their kids loose to run around on the bank down there. I mean, they were, I don't know if you can see the point out there. They were all the way out there on the point. They were running through to here. And then they got back up. That way there's a guy fishing over there in the morning. They got back up almost to the back there, and then they started yelling for each other. Hunter, no. And of course, I've been hearing the geese, and I think you can see them flying. I'm going to try to zoom in on them. I've been Canada geese flying around. They'll come out from behind there. And you hear them off and on all night. And of course, that's our hunter dog. He's hearing something, seeing something, whatever. Alright, we'll get back with you when we have breakfast. Okay, y'all remember how I was talking about the fire and the logs and all last night? Well, that's that big log, and of course I didn't keep feeding it in, but you could see how if you kept feeding it in, it would be good. The rest of them just burned right up. Now, I still have enough firewood over there for a fire tonight, and that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to have a fire tonight, and I'll probably burn most, if not all of that. I'm definitely putting the bigger pieces in and doing them like I did. But there you go. I do have to pick up a little bit more kindling. It's the one thing about this state park, and I think a lot of the state parks out there, if it's on the ground, you can burn it. Then there's plenty on the ground around here. That's what's unusual about this. Most places you go, state parks, you don't find stuff on the ground. Of course, you can, I don't know if you hear it or not, but the wife's up and moving. She just fed the little black dog. He's up with me, and the little brown dog's still cuddled up in the sleeping bag going, it's cold out there. And it's not. I'm in shorts. It's fine. Wife's in shorts, and she's not complaining, so. We'll be back with you probably about time to start, heat the water back up a little bit more and start putting the sausage gravy in. So we'll get with that. I don't know how this video is going to be. Don't know how it's going to be edited in. It may be 2 parts. We just kind of broke and starting again where it left off. You know how that YouTube 15-minute thing is, and I'm not fiddling around and getting more than 15 minutes. Alright, see you in a little bit. You know, folks, sometimes it's hard to remember to take video when you're actually doing it, because, you know, this is breakfast this morning. But what I did was I took the package of gravy mix and put it in the pot, stirred it around. There's still got some lumps in there, but they'll soften in. And you put the heat back to it, and you cook it a little bit. Just let it simmer. You don't want it to boil as you go. And it's starting to thicken up. And we'll be back with you when it's all nice and thick and ready. We've got a loaf of bread. That's what we're going to put it on. You could put it on anything if you really wanted to. Leftover hot dog buns was kind of the plan, but we decided not to have hot dogs. So, alright, be back with you shortly. Okay, it's all thickened up, ready to go, and maybe a little bit thinner than I would like, but it'll thicken as it cools a little bit too. You just put it over bread and enjoy. That's all there is to it. Now you could just cook up the sausage, you know, if you had fresh sausage, and you could make it with milk and, you know, flour and milk and stuff, but this is just easy. Doesn't require any refrigeration from food. Not that, you know, fresh food's not good, and we'll do that sometimes. But if we're going for a couple days, now we don't have to buy ice every day to keep stuff cold. And that, I wish you could have seen her shake her head and go, yes, she just freezes up. That she likes. She doesn't like to have to mess with ice. Alright folks, I'm going to get my breakfast here, and I'm going to enjoy it. Y'all stay tuned, don't know what else. My wife had me cut an aluminum can, top off, to make a resonating chamber for her little Japanese Zen garden. Yes, the faucet itself, that's all the way off. Faucet is dripping that much. I hope that's coming out. You can hear that little tin sounding ting, 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 ting. Yeah. Doesn't sound like that when it's hitting the ground, but this is not the only faucet that was dripping that way when we moved in. Alright, this is our second morning here at Sadler's Creek Park, and I'm getting ready to have some breakfast, and then we'll start packing up. I just wanted to show you all the fire pit. I stayed up last night. Notice there's no firewood left. That's the only piece left, and that was kind of sticking out last night. I'd put the grate on top of it to hold it. And I dropped it in late last night. There were still coals glowing and all like that. If you actually feel the bed, there's some coals, there's warmth underneath there. I've seen a little trickle of smoke, and if I had some more firewood or wanted to, I could probably blow it back together and create another fire this morning without ever having to light anything off. But I'm not going to do that. It's not that cold, and we're just getting some coffee ready. I'm pretty sure you hear it. Be good to go. And by the way, the second morning, they were very content just to lay right there on their mama's little air bed. The black one's a little more alert, the black and white one, Hunter. Jody, the little tan one, tan and brown. Yeah, she can barely keep her eyes open. I'm pretty sure they'll be glad to go home. They Hunter doesn't ride very well. He kind of stays awake versus sleeping. I think he's a little nervous when we ride. Jody tried sleeping all day on my wife's lap as we rode to the other parks. Anyway, I may take a video or picture of the campsite after we get it all cleaned up, and show y'all where we stayed and how it looks whenever you're not here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, just in case I don't do that. Kind of tired. Okay, so I used a little cedar bark tinder bundle, shoved it up under that log, gathered up a few sticks from around the campground site, just right here, and fanned it together and made a little small fire because the wife wanted a little fire this morning. She was a little disappointed I had used most all the firewood. But yeah, I didn't have to light a match, light a lighter, or strike a match, light a lighter to a bow drill, hit a ferro rod or anything. Just used the existing coals and a little tinder bundle, fanned it together, and just a few sticks. Nice little fire going. Actually might be almost too warm, but it's in the 60s this morning, so it's not bad to have a little fire. As soon as the sun gets up a little more though, it's going to be a problem. Give you all a view of the lake out that way. And if you look over there to the left of the screen, you can kind of see a bank that has a little bit of sun on it maybe. Pan around, and you can see how the sun's out that way, hitting everything over there. We're still on the shade side for the trees and all behind us, but I'm sure, as the sun comes up, it'll warm up the area. There's a little more dramatic of how the sun is just hitting trees and kind of not up in the sky yet. I'd take a picture of the sunset, but it's across the campground, so. Sunrise. My wife just glared at me when I said sunset. At any rate, thanks. So you guys have seen us do bacon and pancakes and stuff like that. Well, this morning it's just simple fried ham, pancakes with homemade elderberry syrup on it. Looks good, doesn't it? About to be good because I'm about to have some with my coffee this morning. Where's your combo? There it is. Every little burry rolls it. Let me tell you. I can't get a burry.
Do we have to bring it? Yes, it's rocks, I know.
That's a combo we gave her yesterday on them little pretzel snacks. She's just trying to bury it, and every time she does, she shovels it, rolls on.
Are you so happy now? He's a good girl.
Alright, let's get everything else down. Alright folks, got everything cleaned up, leaving it exactly like we found it, maybe a little bit better because we picked up a couple of small pieces of trash. Fire's out. You can see there's a tiny little piece of end of wood that didn't burn up last night. We actually started a little fire this morning and burned off a little more of that, but then I poured remainder of coffee and a couple coffee pots of water over it, and it's dead now. We'll be heading home. I appreciate you watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't everything I wanted to do. I didn't catch any video of me fishing. Fishing wasn't all that great. Caught a few little brim for bait and tried some last night. I did see some big fish come through under the lights at the fishing pier, but they weren't really biting. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.